Welcome to Transmissions from the Heart of the Hive. I am Kat with my dear sister Sabrina, sharing the buzz from our Golden Hive, sharing some transmissions from the bees, and inviting you into the space to explore what is alive within us, within the collective, and hopefully something resonates with you, something touches you, something awakens a remembrance within you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. And I would like to invite you to join us in circle and join us in the space together. If you are able to ground with us by closing your eyes and getting settled, please do so. If you are not able to, if you're driving, please do not close your eyes. Keep going, but just know that even with your breath, even with your intention, you are accessing this joined field, and we feel you. We recognize your energy here with us, and we welcome you. So getting comfortable if you're in a place to, and at a time to ground by closing your eyes. Allowing the day, whatever has been happening, maybe it's the weekend or the week, all the happenings, just to float away just for this moment, so that you can be fully present, fully here now with us. Uncrossing your legs if your legs are crossed, getting your feet on the ground, feeling your feet fully contacting with the earth, growing tentacles of light from your feet, touching the energy of Gaia, of Mother Earth, and feeling her energy begin to respond by rising through your feet, through your ankles, your knees, towards your root chakra, and gently swirling up, spiraling, dancing up through your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, your belly, your chest, your heart space, your throat, through the mind, the space inside your head, the busy bee space, clearing your third eye, and rising up through your crown, where the light begins to cascade down, enveloping you in this sweet, soft, gentle cocoon of light. And let's take one deep breath together, in through the nose, and a long exhale out through the mouth. Letting your body, your nervous system know that I have arrived. I'm setting the intention to be here now, to be open and receive only what's available for my highest good and those connected to me. Keeping in your own sovereign energy, in your cocoon of light, and beginning to see not just you, but a circle of sisters, maybe even brothers sitting here with us today, surrounded by the architecture, the sacred geometry of the honeycomb, golden hive glowing around us. We welcome you here. All of you is welcome. And beginning to feel, sense, know the presence of the bees, the consciousness that is this tiny insect, as we would think of them through the human lens. But knowing that they carry the blueprint for something much grander. The bees form the body of Sophia, of the great mother, of the womb of creation. They are life force energy itself, separated into many tiny bodies, many cells. And this is something they never forgot. They operate as one intelligence, one force, organized by life. No bee takes on a role of a drone or a queen or a nurse or a worker bee. Life organizes them and they don't fight it. They just flow with it. This is the blueprint that is becoming available to all humans. It is awakening within us. We carry it in our DNA. Richard Rudd would call it Gene Key 44, where we move from interference into teamwork and into synergy, operating as one organism, one human family. In the Golden Hive, we say, one hum, one hive. We're remembering that we're many hearts that beat as one, many wombs that join together, carrying the seeds of creation, the codes of creation that are coming to co-create, cooperate, weave together. We have a new world, a beautiful new reality for all to experience, not for the chosen few, but for all of humanity. And the work is always within each and every one of us. And I thank the guardians of the lands that each one of us inhabits and finds ourselves now. The elementals, the animal kingdom, the whales, the dolphins, the ants, the eagles, the sparrows, the butterflies, the dragonflies, all who carry blueprints of consciousness, reminding us how to come back into coherence, into harmony within and without, and calling in our guides, our teams of light, remembering our multidimensional nature that although they may appear outside of us, they're just aspects of us. We are them and they are us. We carry their force within us in this physical world. And we are a force for good, a force for love, a force for grace, a force for peace returning on earth. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I would like to invite Sabrina to share her transmission if she's ready, or whatever is coming through, dear sister.
Hello. Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. As a spark of the divine here in consciousness, in awareness, in co-creation with you, I'm so very grateful. So, so very grateful. And to be communing with the bees and to feel into their wisdom, the wisdom of nature and all that it has for us. It's wonderful, beautiful gifts that come in so many forms. And in our Golden Sacred Hive community, we have been speaking and feeling into this week sacred creation and planting the seeds. And what a wonderful time for spring to be discussing this very thing. So today we are going to reflect upon how creation is not something that we force. It's truly something that we respond to and that we come into relationship with. Just as a bee does not create the flower, it notices what is blooming and the beautiful colors, and it responds to that. And it's truly something, for us to recognize as well. We don't need to create everything from scratch, as sometimes we feel and think we need to. We are truly invited to respond to what is already wanting to emerge through us. What maybe have you been noticing that keeps returning lately? An idea, a dream, an energetic pull in a certain area. Those are our inner nectar signals. This is the way that creation emerges, and it starts quietly as a little bit of curiosity, a repeated thought. And really, truly, if we listen to those inner nectar signals and we follow the scent like the bee does and the vibration that is calling us, we get to play and co-create with those natural flows and those natural signals. And clarity isn't the whole plan, it's truly just the next step. The bees don't map out the whole field before they go flying around. They just land on the next flower, knowing that it will have exactly what it needs. And if it doesn't, it goes on to the next flower. And I feel, I can speak for myself, but so many of us wait until we know exactly how everything is going to work, or waiting until, something is resolved until we can feel that we are ready. But really, truly, maybe all we really need is just one small, honest step in the forward direction. So, inspired action, right? Versus the force. The bee doesn't force the flower to open. Timing matters, readiness matters. And, I think we also do this sometimes too. We push, we force, we overthink, but the inspired action truly feels different. And it really comes from within. It feels like sometimes a quiet yes, and sometimes a really loud yes. But just reflecting on, where in your life maybe have you noticed the difference between forcing and allowing things to just naturally flow? And I'm sure we've all experienced this, and there is such a profound difference between the two. And so, just a reminder that life can be easeful if we allow it to be. And so, these small steps really truly do matter more than we think. And a bee only carries a tiny bit of pollen at a time on their little bodies, but each of those tiny trips add up and can truly change an entire ecosystem. I have a funny example. I mean, this is kind of a silly example, but like I was exchanging all of my clothes for the season and putting away all my winter stuff and pulling out all my summer and spring stuff, and I just had it all in a big pile. And I thought, oh, wow, that seemed overwhelming for a minute. And then I was like, oh, but I have an idea. Every time I come into my closet, I can just hang up or put away one or two pieces. And before I know it, it'll all be done. And I don't have to feel like I did it all at once. And, so anyways, but that's how life can be. It can be easeful. And one little thing done, in repetition really, really, truly adds up. So I just wanted to share that little example. But Kat, I'd love to invite you if you have how that lands for you, and maybe if you have an example in your life of that.
Thank you. Thank you, Sabrina, for that. That inner inquiry is what we are here for. Our our intention is to invite you, dear listener, into inner contemplation. It's not just to feed information or concept. It's to invite you in and to act as mirrors, as movie screens that are showing some examples of this, right? But ultimately, we would love to hear how all of this is landing for you and hear your examples. Come inside the Golden Hive and share your examples and share your stories and your magic and the parts of your path where you're still stumbling, because that's what we do. And I actually wrote down while you were speaking that the bees with the pollen coming back, that's what we do in our Golden Hive. We go through the week and we go through these things, right? And it's almost like we're holding a collective field and all navigating something different but something similar. And then we return and we share. And in the sharing is where the honey is created. And then the honey sustains us and goes beyond as well. And beyond is here. This is where we share some of the alchemy, some of the stories that are coming out of the hive, some of the things that are coming through. And for me, my personal story that I would like to share of the forcing versus allowing. Cat the human likes to see things in structure, in form, in almost like different timelines, different realities, right? So one of them is forcing, one of them is allowing. And see an example for yourself. There is something in your life where you know you could see that clear boundary between the two. For me, it was choosing where to live next, what house we would inhabit. And the forcing element is the one that's not necessarily the ego running a program and a story, but it was the very subtle, very hidden, trying to control the current, right? Well, I want this. Well, why do I want this? Go deeper with that, right? But at some point, you might choose a timeline that says, I actually want to feel as the creator in control of this, fully in control, choosing this timeline. And that's an experience that comes with its own set of challenges and rewards. And then there is the other timeline that is allowing, which is what the bees are really showing us how to do. And for me, that allowing basically said, I am only going to focus on how I want to feel. I want to feel this next house we live in, this next living situation as easeful. I feel at ease. I feel at peace when I'm surrounded by community, when I'm supported, when I may not have to move again, when whatever it is, right? How do I want to feel? Because even with this simple process, you're still creating your reality. You're still creating something, right? And like this, as my frequency moves into that allowing, our landlord, we've been renting a house since moving back to the US from Dubai, who was not open to selling us his house, says, hey, I want to sell you my house. And we're buying his house. And it's
Yay.
right next door to our friends and our community. And it's a door that was previously closed opened, right? So when choosing force versus allowing, when choosing even the smallest element of control and trying to architect your experience, choose not the what it looks like, but what it feels like. How we feel in creation is what allows the timelines, the reality to form itself and become a full experience. Yeah, that's what I that's what I wanted to share about my personal views on it's unlimited way to create, right? It's unlimited, truly. And the other thing I want to say before we shift back to you is in this unlimited potential of how we create, it's a dance between the mind pulling and the heart literally saying, I allow. And there is no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong. It is only ever up to what is the experience as this creator being do you want to have?
Oh, that's so true. And that landed just so resonantly with me. And I echo that wholeheartedly, 100%. And so thank you for that reminder. And our feeling, our vibration is what brings us into alignment with our highest timelines and highest desires. But none of it's right or wrong. It is truly all an experience that we get to have. And it's all a gift because even though the experiences all look so different, I really truly believe that in itself is the gift. The gift of unique experience so that we can see things from many different perspectives, like the all-seeing eye, right? That wants to experience everything and to see everything and not just zone in on just one thing, but to allow and not to be like shame on that experience or, oh, that one's better or, no. It's all wonderful. What do you want to play with right now? What's bringing you joy right now in this moment? Because it will be different tomorrow, right?
It
And so
will
really,
100% be different tomorrow.
yeah,
Like
or even an hour from now.
an hour from now, right? And that's
Yeah.
what you said is so right. It's no judgment as to a hierarchy, which one is better. And even when we say the highest timeline, some people
Hmm.
might hear that and say the one that doesn't have any suffering in it.
Yeah, no.
Is that the highest timeline for your soul? Because I'm pretty sure
No.
that's not it, right?
No,
The
we need
highest
all
is
of
the
that.
one truly is the one that expands and the one that makes you feel the certain thing that you as the embodiment of your soul wants to feel and experience. That
Hmm.
is the one that achieves that, the one that delivers that,
Hmm.
right? That's
Truly.
that
It
is
really,
the highest. Yeah.
yeah, that's truly the medicine. So that's really, really, really beautiful. So yeah, we can transition into the poem, the transmission from the bees. So yes, with all of that in mind, I invite you to relax and receive this beautiful transmission on creating like a bee. In response to creation, we make our moves at each moment. Our electromagnetic fields respond in precise attunement. As we become a match to sparks and ideas, we light up the grid and our light expands. The circuits of light and sacred geometry ignite as they play with energies synergistically. We access the endless banks of treasure to behold the next gift of pure pleasure. We ride the waves of pulsing thought form as we thoughtfully cultivate the seeds of creation. For not all seeds are prime for planting at this point in the pollination process. For this we get to discern as we continue to gratefully assess each in our awareness. I sow the seeds of love, and I know in my heart what is possible in and through love. May our gardens flourish from the foundations of love. May our bodies and souls be nourished by love. May we participate in planting our sacred crops purposefully, as we playfully dare to design our desired dreams skillfully. For we are destined to delight in elation at this grand plantation. We shall come together in great celebration as we garnish our gains through global harvestation. Spring forth fruitfully and bear witness to inspired creation and all of the ways in which it is born of pure imagination. Your continued devotion to collective growth and enhancement through willing participation guarantees consistent global collective manifestation and conscious expansion. Tending to your gardens through inspired action continues to produce results through its very reaction as pure source creation. Our relationship to it all continues unfolding as our collective memory is exponentially expanding. Our garden's growth inspires the collective field as it shines for all to see the endless gifts it doth wield. Blessed bee, blessed tree, blessed garden, I'm thankful for thee. I am loved wholeheartedly and beheld in loving sanctity, as a gifted golden creator bee. And I invite you to just notice what feelings are stirring within you, what feels ready to move, what wants to be created through and by and with you. Mm. How did that land for you, Katerina?
Thank you. It's not my first time hearing it, but it
That's
always
right.
lands in different ways. A
Yeah.
new something is unlocked by a new code is perceived and picked up.
Look.
It- the piece today that I was really, when you asked, what are you feeling? I was feeling fire, fire of creation, right? And I'm hearing somebody is, others are also feeling that, and it can trigger this almost like inadequacy of, I'm not doing enough, I'm not
Mm.
acting, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, I need to be doing more. And it creates more pressure and more, you're like going, suppressing yourself and beating yourself up and all the things. And it's, every moment is a new start, right? It's like refresh the screen, literally hit refresh, and it's refreshed. And in that moment, asking, what am I inspired by? What am I inspired to do today? Inspire me now. Allow me to see what I am to engage with, right? From this space, from this, I'm awareness. What thread do I pull on? What am I being called to touch and play with? And not jumping fully into action from that fire. It's like Aries energy. It's like Aries, but with holding all the other signs as well, and all of the wisdom that comes with it, right? And seeing how, okay, in this moment, I'm being called to, maybe it's a post, maybe it's a painting, maybe it's playing music again, whatever it is, right? Or writing a song, or maybe it's baking a cake, whatever it is for you, right? It's like bringing it into your field as that inspiration and being with it, right? And if it's something that really scares you, something that feels like, oh, I don't know the next step, allow the next step to reveal itself. Allow the helpers to come. Allow the guides who might be one or two or three steps ahead of you to reveal themselves on social media, as your neighbors, as the woman giving you the recipe at the grocery store checkout line. Like, allow it to come, because this is the ultimate joy of co-creating and creating with spirit as spirit. This is not tapping into the field and getting an idea and going and bringing it through like a jackhammer. I have to break this concrete so I could plant the seed here. No, it might have to rain first. It might have to flood and bring new soil in. Again, it's that seasonality, that trusting in divine timing. And it's one of the hardest things as a passionate, empowered creator, to know when the time is right. And I have this thing where I say, universe, give me 3 signs. If 3 people say it's time to write this book, I'm writing this book. If 3 people, like if 3 things come in my field, that's like, yes, if it's something truly, something truly big, and I listen. That's what it's asking us. Open your awareness,
Yeah.
perceive the field, receive
Mhm.
feedback. And we have a fun story from the hive with the feedback, right?
Yeah.
Would you like to share it?
Yeah, I would love to share that. And thank you for adding that beautiful clarity. And yeah, and also too, like when somebody might have a lot of ideas coming through, right? They're very, very highly creative. And then that sometimes can create overwhelm, right? It's like where do I start? Which one do I start? They're all amazing ideas, right? But again, those just small little actions, right? Can, it's all just a reminder to play. And so, yeah, one of our beautiful sisters in the Golden Hive community shared right after we had our gathering about this very topic. She had a beautiful conscious co-creation with crafting, actually, with another sister. And so I'll read what she had shared. They did in their backyard, they did this conscious co-creative crafting and they were doing a video about it and they just were letting it flow. And they hit record, they dropped into their hearts, and they had so much fun. And they related it. It was had to do with our pollination practice because each week we give a pollination practice that's related to our topic. And so, like you had said, they get to go out into life and then have, integrate the wisdom in the way that we explored it together and then bring back an example of that. And so it was just so perfect how she had the crafting as the flower, and then they created the honey and the nectar from it by the co-creation, and they served humanity and the community in such a beautiful way. And they, just like the bees said in their poem, we inspire others through our creations and through sharing our experience. And so I think that's just so beautiful. And I was just so grateful that she brought her joy, passion, and authenticity and creativity and co-creation and collaboration and shared that back with us in a way that related to the bees and the hive. And it was just so beautiful and perfect. So we're just grateful for that. And yeah, so we invite you also, dear listeners, to become the bee in your own life if you'd like to and choose one flower, just one thing that's asking to be created. Notice the nectar. Take one small action this week and just see what happens. Just see what happens. And then, yeah, if you want to share the idea and start imperfectly. Follow the energy and let it be simple. Let it be alive like the hive in the field. Because again, we're not here to force the creation. We are here to respond to it one small step, one quiet yes, and one flower at a time. So thank you. Thank you for being you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Sabrina.
Yeah.
And it is about allowing it to be alive. And it is about allowing it to breathe, allowing life to move and breathe through it. And we are not separate from it. And it's literally just the expression of who we are moving into different avenues. And this is why we are all multi-passionate, multi-talented, multi pulled in different directions like a kid in a candy store. Right? We just feel so that electricity, like you could feel it at your fingertips, and it can create unease, and your nervous system can start feeling a little shaky and dysregulated. And it's like
Mhm.
you said, it's one thing. It's the bee doesn't go from flower to flower. It goes to one flower, does its job, realizes it had too much to carry, and goes back to deposit the pollen back. Right? It's like, and and the bee has the support. It has her sisters. She has her sisters in her hive that she alchemizes and makes that honey with, where like us coming into circle, supporting each other, cheering each other on when someone finally gets back on the posting what is moving through them on social media, or somebody finally gets to writing or journaling for themselves, right? Or finally clearing the closet or gardening or whatever it is. It's, yeah, it's one tiny thing with the intention powering it, the intention of feeling as you are one with that life force energy that moves you, that animates you.
That's right. And we are
Ah,
celebrating all of the sacred creations with all of you.
we are, and we are also beginning to see how I'm reminded every day that, yes, the world is on fire. The world that we see, that we know, is being shaken and is crumbling in a lot of parts of the world, and we feel that sacred mission, sacred call to be the ones that hold the light, or the ones that share, or the ones, whatever it is, right? Not putting words in anybody's mouth, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reminded so often that it is the how certain things are solved is not, like, it's not up to us. If
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to figure it out, we're already lost, because we're trying to figure it out. We're not in the body, we're not in the heart, we're not in that creative flow energy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's not meant to come to us, but we are supposed to be the ones that holds a coherent field, so that our neighbor who does have the mediator capacity or engineering or whatever it is, that can come up with the solution just by being in contact in the field of this energy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do anything at all, be the peace island, the coherence holder, the frequency holder, that antenna that radiates the frequency of coherence and balance, and a clean, like, inner slate. My home is clean. I'm
Mm-hmm.
holding the coherence, and I trust that the solutions are coming to me or coming to somebody else. And here's the funny thing. If you read Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert, the book, that she gives a beautiful example, and many people have experienced this too. Sometimes ideas come to us, creation comes to us, and it's not meant to be. It's like we're a kid in a candy store touching all the candy. You're not the only one that could write that book or write that song. It
Mm-hmm.
could go to the next person. If you say, no, I'm going to play here, it'll go to another person. But if there's a part of you that feels, oh, but I really want to birth this,
Mm-hmm.
that's your sign.
Yeah.
Do that. Put your
Yeah.
energy there. Not because of scarcity, not because you want the recognition or be put on a pedestal for having done that,
Yeah.
but because you can't imagine not flowing your energy, not putting your energy and intention into it.
Exactly, and not thinking about the other one that you didn't take action on as being a lost opportunity, but instead just that it wasn't the one that was for you right now because it didn't feel aligned. It didn't give you that excitement that ignited you to actually take the action. Because truly, you'll know. You'll feel it, when it's time. And if we have time, I'd like to share another quick download that came through just this morning about exactly that, impressing upon the field the intention to create. That itself is creation. That is itself the gateway. And in this message, it'll be really clear. The sacred geometry that gives structure to your reality and provides an environment in which you may thrive, not just survive, is multidimensionally connected to the cosmic web of existence. This web, born from an ethereal substance originally formless, holds the potential of all forms in its paradoxical being. We invite you to communicate by impressing your intention upon this field of possibility. Your acute awareness of this alone grants you access. What mathematical equations are you creating and witnessing and solving? Are they serving your ultimate desires and your true calling? Is the math mathing, or is time just passing? Harness the natural order of the numerical sequence, and you shall unlock great mysteries and secrets. For just beyond the atmosphere lies the Creator's love so sincere. And that is a beautiful place to close out, I feel, because even just, thoughts that arrive in our minds or that it may be looping in patterns, that itself is also a creation. And so even if we didn't create something like in tangible form, 3D, hold it in your hands form, we're still creating just based on our thoughts and our intention and our awareness alone. So just another reminder to we get to honor that and also care for that, and in a way that allows it to be able to expand and create, but also in a way that serves us, and it doesn't just get like chaotic or messy or unhelpful, if that makes sense. But anyways, I am complete. Thank you so much. That was
Thank you so much for
beautiful.
that last nugget. And as you were saying it, as you were reading about the intention being projected like sacred geometry, I was seeing how somebody is projecting a need for something, right? For something sold, for something created that they might need, right?
Mm,
And that the field is full of that request.
mhm.
And then somebody else is receiving to respond to that request and to
Mm.
create in response to it. And how it's this everything is like call and response is what I'm hearing. It's somebody's intention, an idea, or a need is placing it into the field, and somebody else is responding.
I love
And
this
it's
so
this,
much. The bees were just bringing this through the other day, and they wanted some of these transmissions that are coming through. They want us to do them as call and response in our gatherings. So, so I was like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. I love that. Yes, 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 yes. That's right. That's
because
right.
that's how it breathes. You
That's right.
place you place the sacred geometry, the idea manifests the sacred geometry in the field. And it's like it's breathing, but it's not fully getting created, right? it's
Yeah.
just it's just sacred geometry.
Yeah.
And once you as the creator being respond to it and breathe life into it,
Yeah.
it starts to grow from sacred geometry into creation in the physical world.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'm seeing a vision of just even two humans coming together in a dance, right? Where the physical comes and meets and connects, and then they move together, and then that creates emotion, and it creates beauty, and it creates an experience, and it creates memory, and it presses upon the field. I mean, it's like
and they
all of it.
become one
And
as
they,
they swirl,
yes.
they become
Oh,
one, remembering that one created in response to the other because they are one and they heard their own desire for something to be created.
yes, and they answered the
And they
call.
answered the call. Yeah.
And then they get to enjoy the
Yeah.
beautiful gift that's created and
I
inspire
mean, that's why
others
you and I are
through
sitting here
sharing.
having this conversation. That's how
Yeah,
this started.
that's exactly
That's
right.
how this started because
Yeah,
we answered the call of our own deepest soul desire for this
yeah,
sisterhood space and for co-creation, for cheerleading each other, for like
yes.
for cheering each other on, for being this, yeah, this cheerleading squad of
And
bees, for
yeah,
like
and
for another way of being. Yeah.
exactly. And for both of us, this stuff was coming through. We were hearing it, communicating with for years before we actually, came to the time when it was divine timing. It really truly was, and the energy was ripe. And
Yeah.
so that's a whole nother topic for another podcast where we can, divine
That's a
timing.
whole
So
other, yeah, that's a
exactly.
whole other topic. But
That's right. So much more
um
to come and just all exciting.
yeah,
So
yeah. And it's play.
that's
And I
right.
hope you feel that
I'm
we
having
are
fun.
that we are truly in our play element. Yes, there is some heavy lifting here
Yeah,
and there, and we
of
go
course.
within and we excavate and we do all the things, but
Yeah,
that's what allows for the levity to then be alive and not just within one human, but within two and within the hive. And yeah. So if you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoyed this conversation, we invite you to subscribe, to check out the website to read more about us, to come join our community. It's free, it's on WhatsApp, and we meet every week on Wednesday for a free circle where Sabrina shares a beautiful transmission and we move through some of the wisdom of the bees, the teachings that are coming through, and share whatever is moving through us, where we allow space for co-creation, for ideas to begin to shape into form between sisters. And yeah, and so many things are beginning to be birthed within the hive. So come join us. We'd love to have you. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to witness in your remembrance and in your creation potential coming into the physical. And yeah, thank you for being here with us. Thank you, Sabrina, as always.
Yes, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you all soon. One hum, one hive.
One home, one hive.
Bzzz.
Bzzz. Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you.